Hey guys, today I'm going to be unboxing the HG Build Fighters Amazing ZakuAurelius, and as you can tell by the box, this is a P Bandai kit. It was a P Bandai release by that monochrome box color here. You can tell that this was an exclusive kit. So yes, unfortunately, this very cool variation of the ZakuAurelius was a premium kit. But hey, I just couldn't pass it up. Those new arms are really cool, and that's pretty much all that's going to be new about this. Is just got these new arms, but they are very complicated, so I do imagine it's probably going to be one or two new runners to the kit. But the ZakuAurelius itself is like one of the cheapest high-grade kits that you can get, so it's that kept the price of this kit, I think, relatively low, seeing as how that the base kit is already very cheap, and it's not a whole lot added to it. But if the red color and the amazing in the name wasn't enough of a hint for you, this is obviously Meijin Kawaguchi's mobile suit. So I don't know where this falls in the timeline of the Gucci's mobile suits, but anyway, it's just a ZakuAurelius with some cool new arms. So here on the side, we're not going to have any numbering, obviously, because they don't count these in the numbering with the regular kits. On this side, you can see just nothing but just the name there, typical P Bandai style. And then around here on this side, again, not really anything except for the price, 1,500 yen. So again, like I said, that's pretty cheap for any HG kit, especially a P Bandai HG kit. 1,500 yen, it's not bad at all. So here in the first bag, I can tell this definitely looks like obviously our new parts there. So that's two runners of new parts, and that's probably going to be about it. The rest of this stuff is probably just from the original HG. Yep, and yep. So it looks like three old runners, two new runners, and then the poly caps. So let's get into the manual here. You can see the box art now in color. It's a shame that they don't print these boxes in color. I mean, I get that it's a premium kit, so they do it in like a kind of different style, but the boxes do still look pretty cool. But down here you can see the line art for the kit. So very cool. The main body and the legs, nothing's really changed there. It's just these big, huge arms that have they're like Swiss Army arms, basically. There's a bunch of different stuff they can do. Here, if you want to read about the mobile suit, you can check that out there. There's the stats there, 18 meters tall, so going to be about average height. And then Meijin Kawaguchi here, that's just some very minimal information. We've known about him for a while. For the customized plan, obviously going to be based off of the HGUC Char's ZakuAurelius. And it's sporting a little bit different color scheme. It's slightly different. As you can see from the original color scheme of the original Char ZakuAurelius was a little bit darker. This one's definitely going for that little bit lighter pink, more closer to like the colors of the real grade. Char Zaku, I think, is in a little bit lighter pink color like that. Well, let's take a second to go through these weapons because these are pretty cool. So we got the iron nail, that's like the original claws, that's not new. And then on the top of the head we got the 240 millimeter missiles, also not new. Number 3, mega particle cannon here in the center of the claw. Number 4, backpack. Okay, yeah, we can pass that. But number 5 here is the Aggai mode. So if you remember, maybe you've probably seen some of those like really old 80s kits of like some really weird Xeon designs. That's one of them that has these weird tentacle things. Yeah, it's basically just a heat rod, the same thing that a Goof uses. So that's kind of interesting. And then we have the Ag mode. And that basically just turns it into a drill. So basically you just close the claws and then it's supposed to be a drill. It says by closing the iron nails and then makes it into a rotating drill, so that rotates around. So not really anything there, but they're just going to call that something. Then we have the Juagu mode. Obviously the Juagu is that very big elephant looking like mobile suit that did make an appearance in Gundam Unicorn, which was pretty cool. But it had the 3 cannons there on its hands, and so that's recreated here by the 3 big cannons. So obviously I think those are not going to like actually come out of the hands. They're just going to be parts that you have to plug in there if you want to use those. And then we have the ZakuAurelius mode. So the ZakuAurelius mode, ZakuAurelius is that very odd looking mobile suit that had like the sharp little boomerangs mounted on the top of his head. Yeah, so these I think don't actually shoot out. I think they just fold out in this case, so you won't actually be able to have those like shooting out at an enemy. But the wide cutter was mounted on the ZakuAurelius and available for use. The cutter is thrown like a boomerang to cut up enemies, but yeah, I think in this case I don't think that they actually come out. And then of course down here at the bottom we have our color guide there in Japanese and English. So seeing as how this is a P Bandai kit, we are going to have some spare parts probably, but it looks like not really all that much. Looks like on the new runner, which would be runner C, it's just doubled, but one of those we only need a single of, so we're going to have one extra part from there. And then from the A runner, we also have one extra part from there left over, but that's pretty much it. Construction is going to go from the legs and to the arms, then the body / head, then back around to the color page for the kind of waist section, middle section, and then finishing up the assembly. and then just kind of how to mount some different weapon stuff. So it does give you the instructions for the original ZakuAurelius arms if you do want to use those. So it looks like you'll have those as an option if you so choose, and it just shows you how to use those and everything. So that's pretty much it. Relatively simple. It looks like where it's showing you about the different arm modes is here during the construction. So once you've completed the arms, then you can choose whether you want to do Agagai mode or Juagu mode. That's where you would add in these parts if you want. But let's take a look at the runners. So first up we have our foil sticker sheet, just 2 little stickers here, one for the mono eye and one for the little cockpit hatch there in white. And a small little sheet of polycaps here. This is just PC123. Here we got runner A1, again from the original ZakuAurelius kit, with a nice kind of light salmon pink there. A very dark navy blue color here for the parts for the arm and chest vents and things like that. And then of course our claws there in white. This runner in the original kit is from 1999, so it's going to be definitely an older one. And then we've got runner A2, which is in black, and this is actually an ABS runner, believe it or not. So this is going to be some of our joint parts, and that may explain why we have a relatively small polycap runner, because most of our joints here are just in ABS on the A2 runner. And then runner B is in that more kind of maroonish sort of color here for all the rest of the parts. So basically, if you are just buying the regular ZakuAurelius kit, this is basically where the parts would end. You would have just the A1, A2, and B runner, and that's pretty much it. That explains why that kit is so cheap. So I guess in a sense, this review will also just kind of cover the original ZakuAurelius as well. But then we have runner C, which is our new runner for the kits, and it's in 4 colors. White here for the 2 little ZakuAurelius boomerang things on the kind of top of the arms, and then our Juagu barrels there, which are nice that those aren't going to have seams on them. Each barrel is just its own individual piece. Some dark red parts there, some more just gray parts throughout here. These are actually going to be the only gray parts on the kit, so that'll be interesting. And then a couple more black parts here for just the joints. And then as mentioned, we do have 2 of this C runner, basically 1 for each arm. And that's pretty much it for the unboxing. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you have any other questions or comments, leave those down below. If you're wondering where to buy this, I got mine from Samuel Decal. There's many different sources that you can find these. Of course, this has already been released, so now it's going to be a little bit harder to get and probably a little bit more expensive. But that is why when P-Bandai kits come out, you gotta strike while the iron is hot. So thank you guys. Hope you're having a good day, and I'll see you in the review. Bye-bye.